Hey guys, it's Leanne, aka Crafty Mama, and I'm coming to you with my next Flosstube video. Today is Sunday, May 27th, so it is Memorial Weekend here in the States, which means I don't have class tomorrow due to it being Memorial Day. So let's see what has been going on in my life. Let's see what has not been going on in my life, let's say. So my last video, I was full-blown in my critical care class. That is done. I have passed it. It was a super, super hard class. I'm grateful to be done with it. The amount of studying that had went in that class was ridiculous. I had no time for stitching, no time for family, no time to breathe, to have any downtime. But at the same time, I'm very grateful for that class. I learned a lot, and I honestly really liked it, even though it was super difficult, because that is what I really like, is the critical care emergency aspect of nursing. So with that being said, I am in my last class of nursing school. I have been waiting to say that for so long. You guys have no idea. I am in my last day. I have T-minus 33 days until pinning, which pinning is June 29th. My last day of class, that's a Friday, I believe it's the 25th. It's the previous Monday. So we're getting there, we're getting there. Finally, it has been a long 2 years, and if you want to talk about before then, I have been working on this degree for about 6 years. I went part-time beforehand, and then once you get accepted in the program, they kind of make their own schedule and you have to follow it, so to speak. So we've had that going on. Thank God I'm in my last class. My nephew's 1-year anniversary of his death was last Wednesday, which was super difficult. We went over my brother and sister-in-laws and kind of just hung out with them the entire day. I helped my sister-in-law plant flowers. My husband worked on my nephew's Jeep. My brother-in-law kept that because it was something my nephew was really proud of, and my brother-in-law has slowly been making the changes on it that my nephew wanted to make. So we were over there. We went after I got out of clinicals, and we were over there till like 10:30 at night, something like that. We were over there for quite a long time. So on top of that, the week before, my aunt passed away. She's had a lot of health issues, but this was like unexpected, her going into the hospital, and it was something that was completely different from any of her health issues. So she passed away at 52. On May 15th, and then my nephew's 1-year anniversary was a week later on the 23rd. So I don't know about you guys, like Mania has been my only like shining light in May. I don't like May anymore. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like, I'm so tired of burying family members for something other than old age. You know, like, I'm over it. So I think summer has finally hit in Michigan. It is about 88, 89 degrees outside. I took a shower this morning and I went outside. I have natural like curly like / wavy hair. I went outside with wet hair because I don't like to pull my hair up when it's wet, and my husband's like, oh, he's like, your hair's frizzing big time, because when it's really humid outside, which Michigan is, my hair goes this way and I grow an afro. So curly, wavy ponytail it is. Okay, so that's about all that's going on with me. Not a lot. School, life, work, stitching when I can, My class that I'm in now isn't hard. It's just got a lot of busy work stuff that goes with it. But like, we have two tests and a final, and I don't even know what these tests are going to be on, because like anything the instructor talks about, she's like, don't worry, don't pay attention to any of this, it's not going to be on your exam. Okay, well, what is going to be on our exam? Like, I'm not asking you to spoon feed me, so like, but you should at least give me like a generalized concept of what's going to be on. And my first test is not, well, we have this Wednesday or this Monday off, so it's next week. I don't even know what to study. But anyway, whatevs. Stitching. So I'm going to insert 2 pictures. I have fully finished and framed my daughter's You Are My Sunshine piece. Finally, it is up in her bedroom. And I have finally framed the piece that I'm giving my instructor. So I will go ahead and insert them both right here. Okay, so they really liked it, especially my instructor. Like, she started crying when I gave it to her, and she said no one has ever given her something that they actually had made and took time and thought of her specifically when they made it. And she made me sign the back of it too. So that was really nice to, I think as stitchers, we get so involved with our projects and we get kind of almost attached to our projects. So when we give them to people, we want them to have the same love and attachment with those projects that we do. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't happen. I know I told you, I don't know if I told you or not, that piece I had made for my daughter, the Remember You Are Stronger Than You Feel piece, whatever, she has it shoved in a drawer right now. Like, it's not even in her room. It's blatantly shoved underneath stuff in a drawer. The blanket I had crocheted her that I spent forever on, she has it thrown into the spare room. It's not even in her bedroom anymore. And I told my husband, I'm done. I'm done making projects for her. If that's the way she's gonna treat them after I spend this much time, I'm done, you know? My daughter's 2 pieces that I had made, the one I just showed you, and the princess piece, well, they designed it for a clock, but I didn't make it into a clock. If you remember that, those are both framed in her room. I want to do the same with the Epic Disney piece eventually. I want to frame that in her room as well. But that's why I think a lot of us stitchers have a very difficult time making things for other people, because you don't know how they're going to receive it, I guess. So to see my instructor that I had asked to pin me have that reaction it meant a lot to me. You know, it meant a lot to me because I had took that much time to make that specifically for her. Speaking of pinning, my husband surprised me. I got my nursing pin in the mail, and I'll put a picture of it right here. Yeah, I'm lucky. I didn't even know he had ordered it, and it came in, and I was just like, so I already have my pin. For those who don't know what pinning is, our school has us choose an instructor, but basically you are being pinned by whoever you select. Ours is whatever instructor or faculty that you choose. As being welcomed in, you are done with nursing school, you are being officially welcomed by them into the nursing field, and then go find a job and take your NCLEX and get licensed. So yay! So I have 2 FFOs since you guys have last seen. Plus I had 2 FFOs, I have 2 projects completed that are not FFOs yet. It's 4 finishes, you guys, 4. So let's get to it, right? 1, 2, 3. I forgot a piece upstairs. Where did I put that? Okay, so first, my first project, Trisha, don't shoot me, I did was the cross stitch nation piece. I don't have very much progress on it. I will insert a picture of where I stopped on cross stitch nation right here. Like I said, not a lot of progress. I'm gonna be honest, I'm being lazy and just didn't want to go get it. So that was my first piece of mania. I just figured I'd show it right now and get it out of the way while we were talking about it. Let's just do projects I'm working on. We'll do it. We'll start right there, since I just showed you that one. So, one of my other mania pieces I had started was the Boo Club by Lizzie Kate, which looks like this. I am working on Spooky, which is this one. And I'm just doing it on a random 18 count. I think it's like dirty or something, I don't know. But here's where we're at. So you can see the border, the inside border I'm working on, the orange, and there's the bat. Like that. So if you look at the chart, when you finish them together, they have that bottom row taken out, as well as their inside border. So they all join together. But if you look at the charts, each border is different. This one has a small border of orange on the inside. This one's is red. This border is green and black. This one is like it's almost white, but it's like a super pale yellow with black. I like those. I think it adds a lot to each specific block, so that's why I'm gonna do them. And so I will just butt it up against the next one, so it'll be two borders right here, and then the next one. I don't know, not everybody does it that way, but that's the way I'm going to do mine. If for some reason I don't have enough fabric, because I am adding extra border on, I will just put them on 2 different pieces and just do it that way. I'm not really worried about it. That's what's really cool about cross stitch, is you make it your own, right? But I do like the border, so I'm gonna leave it. Next, I put out an SOS on Instagram and to Michelle Bendy Stitchy, because don't you love when you start projects and realize you're not gonna have enough floss and contact the person because you're using a specialty floss and she's 100% sold out of it? So, I don't know. We'll see. This is Stony Creek Spooky Welcome. I super love this piece. And I think I'm going to do this one on my front door. But the color I chose to do for the floss, Victorian Motto, Old Salem Spell. I had bought an extra one of these thinking 2 would be enough. You guys, this one in particular calls for 12 skeins of 310. I'm not using 310, I'm using this. I'm not going to have enough. So if anybody has Victorian Motto sampler threads in Old Salem that they don't want and wouldn't mind passing along, please let me know. I will be more than happy to pay for it. I'm not asking for anything for free. I would be more than happy to pay for it. I just want enough to finish the project. But this is where it's at so far. So I kind of like the contrast with this fabric. You can see it better back here. I really like it. This is the start of the tree, the house, the moon, the witch goes over here, but I gotta adjust my fabric, and then it goes down. I'm gonna do page 1 first, this is, yeah, where everything has stopped right here. That's page 1. So I'm almost done with, I'm not gonna say halfway, because there's all the instructions were on the top of page 1, so about a third probably. I just gotta finish over here. The cow came from Kate. It was one of her freebies and I thought it was super cute. I mean, look at this thing. It's super cute. So it's on my project. So that is Mania start number 3. I have one more Mania start, but that was one of my finishes. I'm not getting all my Mania starts done, guys. My goal is to have one more started. But with my aunt being in the hospital, I took a day off work, went there because she was on a ventilator, she was extubated. My aunt, you guys, made it 4 days after being extubated from the ventilator. The doctor said she'd make it 1 to 3 hours. 4 days. So this next piece I took to the hospital with me. And it really helped me through that time, giving me something to do, something to keep my mind on things. And I don't know, stitching for me is therapy almost. It's almost therapeutic. That's why I was joking around telling people, if you want to get me something for graduation for nursing school, either send money or gift cards to 123 Stitch so I can buy more stitching stuff. Because Lord knows I need some little bit of therapy after nursing school. So this was the Lizzie Kate 100 years chart. This says 100 years from now, it will not matter what kind of car I drove, what kind of house I lived in, how much I had in my bank account, nor what my clothes looked like, but the world may be a better place because I was important in the life of a child. That's that one. I did not do it in the charted colors. Here's mine. I still have a needle minder on it. Beauty and the Beast, go figure. Now growing up, okay, so my needle minder is Beauty and the Beast. Growing up, my favorite Disney movie was Little Mermaid. Loved Little Mermaid. Now, I'm 31 years old and it's Beauty and the Beast. Here's it is. It's not Iron Gal, sorry, but here's mine. Love the fabric. I don't know who I bought it from on eBay though. It stinks. Like, this fabric reeks. That's the first thing I noticed. My dog actually flew like from across the room to come up and start sniffing my fabric. But they didn't disclose it, but it stinks. But here's what it looks like. I did all of my floss color in one. I didn't want to split it up, and then I just used one extra color to do the little motifs and to start it off. And there's my Beauty and the Beast needle minder. That's from No Name Needle Minders from Kate as well. Kate's like my girl for needle minders, man. I gotta put some of my floss away. Okay, so this is what like a full thing of Victorian motto looks like. And this is how much I have left. Notifications, I should have shut that off after doing this. So the two colors I used for mine are right here. They're both Victorian motto. I used U and I used Heirloom Poppy. Heirloom Poppy is a DMC 945 equivalent, and U has none. U is kind of like a, I want to say camo, but it's more of like a dirty green with like hints of brown in it. So these are the two I used for this piece, and I think it turned out fantastic. I love it. Like, seriously love it. And it really helped me while my aunt was in the hospital, because I have been having a horrible May. My aunt and I were close. Then with Andrew on top of it, like, I've been having a really hard month. My last finish, you know, it's one of those months where you like don't have it in your stitchy budget, but you wish you had your stitchy budget so you could just go blow it and like take your mind off things. That's what it's been. Bless our home, it's done. This was the tag. It was a stitch along with Priscilla and Chelsea. I will link their channel below. I love Priscilla and Chelsea. This is gonna be a Priscilla and Chelsea shout out moment. Like, I tell Priscilla all the time, I wish, like on Instagram, I wish she could just finish my pieces for me, because the way she finishes things is phenomenal. Like, seriously, Priscilla, if you happen to be watching my video, I will gladly send you my pieces to work on. Chelsea, you're lucky that your mom does that. But I completely changed, like, everything about this pattern almost. the colors are not what's charted. My fabric choice is different. Here it is. It's not ironed, so for everyone who likes iron things, I'm sorry. I don't iron things until right before I frame them. So here we are. So everything in this piece is either Victorian motto or coloring cotton, and my fabric is Rosewater by Coloring Cotton as well. If anyone wants to know who my favorite fabric dyer is, it is definitely Angela at Coloring Cotton. I love her fabric. It bums me out every time I have to like randomly skip a month. And I'm not getting her flosses right now just because you gotta do what you gotta do, and I really miss them, especially after working with them. My instructor's piece that I showed you as well was all done in Coloring Cotton. The variegation was beautiful. It was beautiful floss to work with. I feel like I am becoming more and more of a quote-unquote fancy floss snob over DMC. But I'm working on my Halloween rule, or my boot club that I just showed you is all on DMC, and I haven't had an issue with it. I just really like to work with quote-unquote fancy floss. So here it is. I really like this. This will be, hopefully, my goal is for this one, I would like to frame this and put it somewhere near my front door. So yeah, really liking that one. All right, my tiny bit of haul that I have. Let's do that. Actually, no, this was a haul from a while ago. I just never showed you guys. If you remember me talking about the Prairie Life sampler, I got it from Julie. If you don't know Julie, Julie is Gulf Coast Stitcher right here on YouTube, on Flosstube. She also has her own shop, gulfcoaststitches.com, and her service is phenomenal. Basically, the reason she started her shop was she knows a lot of people have had bad experiences with particular shops. Not going into that. And she didn't want people to feel that way. Again, there are so many good shops out there, whether it be like 123 Stitch, Julie's shop, your local LNS. We don't have to give quote unquote the bad people our money. But I did get my copy of Prairie Life sampler in, and I will be doing this and putting it probably somewhere for me. My family won't. This won't be in a piece in my family room. They won't appreciate it. I grew up on Little House on the Prairie. I bought the books for my daughter. My parents just gave me a huge 4-foot shelf that goes like on the wall, just a single shelf, and I kind of want to put it in my daughter's room and put just the books on it that I don't want her to get into and rip because she's only 3.5. Like, Little House on the Prairie. I want to buy, I'd like to buy some Nancy Drew books for her, boxcar children books, Anne of Green Gables, you know, the stuff like I grew up on. I would like to buy for her so we can read chapter books when she's a little bit older at bedtime. So this was the Prairie Life sampler. Julie, shout out, go check her out if you have not already. The other thing I got, I do the, when she first offered the club for the Farmhouse Christmas, I paid for all of my charts all at once from Trisha. So this was the last month's one, which was Dairy Darlin. Looks like that. I have seen her photo on Facebook for her next one. I think it's called Grandma's Quilt. I'm in love. I don't know why. I am in love with like quilt things right now. I kind of just want to take the little block and just make like a whole pattern out of it. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me where it came from. I have no idea, but I did. Okay, here's my fabric or my flosses of the month from yours truly Nancy at Victorian Motto. You guys, I get way too many. I get 18 a month. I get 6 primitive and I get 12 limited, because as much as I like the bright colors, you still need some not so bright colors to stitch with. So we're gonna start with the primitives. Let me get them all in a... I seriously cannot say enough good things about Nancy and her floss. Here's my 6 primitives. Sweet Lord, I can't get this all the... There we go. There we go. That is 100% true to color right there. Thank God for natural lighting. So we have, as I drop them, pressed rose petals, taupe lace, aqua green, primitive carnation, vintage crochet, and prim aqua. I love the colors this month. These all right here have no DMC equivalent. They are 100% hers. Love, love, love them. Ready for some limiteds? Whew, let me tell you, I am not holding all of these up at once. Let's do 4 at a time, because otherwise I'm gonna drop them. So here's the first. Yeah, this orange one I want to use in my Country Cottage Needlework Summer. That's the other chart I'm hoping to start. If you don't know what that is, go back to my last video, which was my Mania plans, and you'll see it. So this is Lavender Sprig, almost neon. It's pretty stinking close. May Lilacs, and Orange Marigold. Orange Marigold is the equivalent for $38.54. Love these, and I am a huge lilac fan, so this one. So those are the first 4. I'm just grabbing random colors right now. Here's the next 4. Whew, we got a runaways. So we have Garden Glory, which has no equivalent. We have Clear Blue Sky, again, no equivalent. Victorian Shaw, which doesn't have one, and Pink Confections, which is an equivalent for $8.99. So there's the next 4. These last 4, we have Aztec Gold Mine, which has no equivalent. Hawaiian Gardens, which has no equivalent. Sunflower Treasure, which has none, and Midnight Teal, which has none. I may have to get a hold of her and see if she has any more of this Midnight Teal, because I have another Halloween piece, and that would look pretty awesome on that one, so we'll have to see. But so far this month, you guys, she has like 2 out of all 18 flosses that I've got that have no, or that have an equivalent. They're all hers. Whether they have equivalent or not, I love them. So here's her limiteds, all it in its glory, and her primitives. Love, love Nancy's flosses. They're gorgeous. I think I'm going to take, Nell's idea from Little House Crafts. I will link her below. She just had a baby. He's so cute. If you guys are not watching Nell, here's one of my shout outs. Go watch her. Nell is so sweet. She is so down to earth. It is her fault that I'm getting in love with Patriotic Samplers. It's hers and Michelle Bendy Stitchy's fault for Victorian Motto threads. I got hooked on them from them. And now everyone I can talk about, I suggest them. I do have the Eliza Bellcox floss coming from Nancy. They are supposed to be here Tuesday. I'm not participating in the stitch along, but I love Nancy's floss and I'm obsessed, so I ordered them. The only thing that I have ordered this month was this. Now, For those who don't know or have never ordered from her before, this is from Silks For You on Etsy. The owner is Jo Mason. She calls herself the Master Dyer. She also sent me a needle minder. I didn't order that. Thanks, Jo. I love it. These colors, so the only thing when you buy I think they're called grab bags, you don't know the names of the colors. She just kind of picks 10, throws them in a bag, and ships them. She is based out of Australia. It took 13 days to get to me when she shipped them, but you guys, she shipped it the next day, or it may have even been like later that day. She is on top of it. Not a single issue. I would order from her again. There's actually a piece that I want to do. I'm not gonna bring it up. It was free, I found online, and I'm going to possibly buy a hank of her silk and do the whole thing in that. I just don't know what I want to do yet. But here's it is. I don't know, can you see? That's a green. There you go. I'm really thinking of using this blue, this yellow, maybe the pink and green. I don't know if it calls for a red or not. In my summer piece, I have been looking for a blue because I don't really have a bright blue in any of my flosses. This would go perfect with that. And that's it. Tiny bit of haul. This month, I'm guessing I should be getting my invoice from her in a few days. I'll be paying for that on Friday. I have my clubs coming up. I have my Victorian Motto sampler threads coming up next month. I have my nest egg from Trisha. I will have my first one coming up. From her, I'm going to be getting Weeks Dye Works floss as well as Dinky Dyes. I have never stitched with Dinky Dyes before. I'm very interested in building that up. When I organize my floss the way Nell has hers, I will not be putting my silk in there, which is my Dinky Dyes or any sort of like grab bag I get from Silks For You. I will probably be keeping those separate because I won't be stitching with them as much as I will my cottons. So I have those coming up. The first, I have my fabric coming up later on from Color and Cotton, but those are the only like planned purchases right now. I have to still pay off my spring class and everything else that's coming up. So that's about it from me, guys. Not too much in my neighborhood, but I've been chatting away with you guys. But yeah, that piece that I mentioned, that's why I said Trisha, don't get mad at me. That was the stitch along with Trisha. I still would love to get together and meet like Nell and Trisha and Michelle and Danielle. And I don't want to forget people. Pam. I would love to get together and just sit down with these guys and just chat and stitch and talk. And Chelsea and Priscilla, and you guys, if I got together with Chelsea and Priscilla, I'm bringing my pieces and trying to talk Miss Priscilla into doing them for me, because holy heck, she's amazing. Like, I can frame a piece like no tomorrow. So I put an SOS on Facebook today. I'm like, does somebody do all this for us like other kinds? Because framing is about my extent of what I can do. I don't know. But anyways, that's all for me. Things I need to get done. I really need to start working on my wedding piece again. I was really hoping to have that done for my anniversary, which is in July. That's not gonna get done. I was really hoping it would, but maybe by Christmas. It just keeps getting pushed back farther and farther. But anyways, that's all from me. I hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy some of this weather. You guys, it's supposed to be like 92 in Michigan tomorrow. So, anywho, I'm out of here. I gotta go put this stuff away. And I will talk to you guys soon. If you, for some reason, want to get a hold of me, I'll leave my Instagram below. I'll put my email address below. But yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.